Okay, I'm back. Probably need a better spot for that table. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna mount my table on the wall. I've made these little plugs to go in the back of our table that a screw can hook into. My issue is that someone has nicked my tape measure, and you know who you are. But I need to get the distance from here to here. So we're gonna need to improvise. Hey, okay. Okay. Hey, that's pretty good. This might even be sort of in the center too. So let's move this over 1/2 centimeter. Beautiful. Hey, you beauty. Very good. That is a beautiful fit. As is that one. All right. Not bloody bad. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that to work. I'm just filling these plugs in with a bit of hot glue, and while that's drying, I've just been catching up with a bit of Jeremy Black Magic Craft, and this moment made me laugh.
I was gonna not use the Goblin Hobby stamps for this because I don't want it to completely seem like all the stuff I'm doing in these videos is like 1 day later or 2 days later than the exact same thing Trent did. Realistically, it is.
You know, it's very funny to hear Jeremy say that, because Jeremy is one of my oldest YouTube friends. We've been friends for a very long time, and Jeremy is one of the people in my life that has always been there, always been a great person to talk to, and has always had my back. But, you know, it wasn't always like that, because as a hot-headed 20-something-year-old who just started doing YouTube, thought he was the best, I was super jealous of Jeremy's success. And I kept telling myself, I'm like, I'm doing way better, cooler things than Jeremy. My editing's so much better, my music's better. This is what modern YouTube should look like, you know. And I was so passionate about this. And every time I'd see Jeremy's success, I'd get all frustrated. You know, I'd be watching his videos and I'd be waiting for him to slip up. You know, he's going to do something wrong eventually. I remember the day, the day that I thought Jeremy was doing something wrong. I remember leaving a comment saying, like, you shouldn't be doing that. And Jeremy replied to that comment, and he'd never ever spoken to me. And he just told me how sad he was that I had left that comment, because, you know, he really liked what I was doing. Something that, you know, he'd never said before. And, you know, I was so firm. I was like, no, this can't be the case, you know. And I wanted nothing to do with him. But we had this mutual friend. That was Danny. Danny from 3D Printed Tabletop. Danny gave me the best advice that has carried me through every trial and tribulation and journey I've ever been on as as a full-time artist, as a content creator, as someone that has to work with lots of people and wants to. He said, Trent, there's something to learn from everybody. And he was right. And after he said that, I sent Jeremy a message. I sent Jeremy quite a lengthy apology. And I asked him to hang out. And we did that. And we did that some more. And we did that for a long time. And now Jeremy is probably the person that I rely on most. So, you know, bloody Danny was always right. Okay, this is dry now. Let's put this on the wall. Is that in? Is that straight? Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. That's very, very good. This strip in the middle here, the plan is to add a centerpiece eventually to make this a complete 4x6 foot table, but that's not anytime soon. For now, we just keep the mirror. Now this has one very silly problem, and it's that I maybe put this a little bit too far over, and the door, it doesn't clear it. Well, I got an idea. In fact, it's printing right now. So Danny said that there's something to learn from everyone. Well, what did I learn from Jeremy? Jeremy has taught me two things over the years. The first one is you've got to stick up for your mates. If they're in trouble, someone's being shitty to them, you've got to stick up to that. But number two, and sometimes much harder, if your mates are being shitty, you got to stick up to them. And chances are, if you're both good people, you're both going to come out on the other side all right. But you got to do it. Jeremy is a legend, and I appreciate him a whole lot. And I think our print's done. Perfect. Okay. Let me show him the light. I'm really confused. I made a dumb thing for the ordinary sand, the magic sand fans out there. I made a dumb little doorstop. It says, very ordinary sand, enlarged replica, nothing to see here. And I thought it'd be really funny, and I would get out the jar of very ordinary sand, and I can't find it. That's very suspicious.